Second time in history.
Only the second time.
Which is wild.
Unbelievable.
The East Longmeadow 4th of July parade had to be canceled, which is a bummer because I was going to be live from there today. Next year, we're bringing it to you.
Yes,
we're going to do it.
For sure. We caught up with Brian Falk. He handles the public relations for the parade committee, and we learned more about the history of this long-running tradition. Take a look. The East Longmeadow 4th of July parade has been a community tradition since the late 1800s, and it continues to be one of the town's biggest and best events of the year. We had a chance to talk to public relations representative Brian Falk about the very first celebration that started it all.
Our actual first celebration, and there were two of them, was in 1894. The first one, it was in May. That's when the town split off from the town of Longmeadow. We were actually part of Longmeadow at the time. And the people in what was called the East Village petitioned to separate, and they finally got the approval. So they celebrated their independence in May, and then celebrated the nation's independence a couple months later on the 4th of July.
I asked Brian a little bit more about his involvement and when he started with the parade.
I got involved with it when I joined the fire department that year in 1971. Many years later, gentlemen that were running at the time were looking for more people to run the parade. So I went from marching to running the parade on the day of.
The good news, the parade has certainly grown and progressed over the years.
Well, we've progressed quite a bit. This latest committee has turned it around to the point where we're no longer chasing musical groups. You used to have to chase after them and say, yeah, look, we'd like to have you in the parade. And yes, you might get them, yes, you might not get them. Well, we've got it, as I said, we turned it around where they're coming to us now. They want to be in our parade.
And it's you, the residents of East Longmeadow, who have kept it alive.
We have had the support of the townspeople, despite anything else that's going on in town. Every year, it started off a few years ago, there was no funding. We went to the town meeting, we were requesting funding. We actually changed the figure that original year and lowered it on the town meeting floor. And despite the various committees being against it, the townspeople have unanimously supported the parade since. They want it, we're putting it on.
Brian is more than just a public relations representative for the parade. He is also the recipient of this year's 2014 Distinguished Citizen of the Year Award by the East Longmeadow Lions Club.
Every year they pick a distinguished citizen, and I was very honored. It puts a little bit of a bind for me the day of the parade, though, because not only do I have to put the military unit together and get that stepped off before I can do anything else. Once that's going, I got to turn it over to another gentleman I've got working with me, and then go march with the Lions Club.
But what is his favorite part of the entire event?
To see the turnout. We've always had a huge turnout and a lot of support.
And he has a message to share with all of you.
Well, one of our sayings we've had for years, we push when we do publicity, is be a part of it. Come out, help us put it on, and be a part of the parade.